สวัสดีค่ะ Good morning and welcome to Morning Thailand. I'm Tulip นักสมภพ
And I'm Wanasan Kerhong.
And if you just tune in for the first time, this is not our first episode, but this is our first week.
Right.
And what we do is we're gonna bring you the breakfast news. No, we will bring you news for your breakfast.
So hopefully, if you haven't have your breakfast yet, because obviously 6 o'clock, you can still listen to us.
Yeah.
And we'll give you the updates of what's going on since yesterday, last night, and what you can expect for today. So at least you have something to talk to your colleagues about today.
Or talk to yourself about.
Well, if you want to talk to yourself, that's fine too. Now let's start with the first news, of course. As for today, not for today, yesterday there has been an incident. If you take a look at the newspaper, there's a big picture of, it looks like one of those oil truck that, transporting all the diesels, so on and so forth, the petrol truck that has been tilted, as you can see there.
That's a huge truck.
Yeah. And not so shocking. The shocking part is, luckily, no one was hurt because obviously there wasn't any fire of that sort. However, this happened at 5 o'clock in the morning of yesterday in Pathum Thani province. They say that this happened at Rangsit, Ban Na Rangsit, Phon Yotin Road. This is on the outbound. They say that it's going to Nakhon Nayok province. This is an 18-wheelers that has been tilted and it belongs to Good Team Enterprise Company. They say that this is actually was carrying 36,000 liters of diesel inside. So the good part is no fire whatsoever, because if that's the case, that's probably going to be even worse. Now they say that the driver, Ponnarit Latmore, yeah, he was in the scene. He luckily, by the look of it, you would think that maybe he would hurt a little bit more, like more injuries to him. However, he was just having, his head kind of crack a little.
Okay.
However, the police did not get a chance to talk to him because he fled the scene.
Which is usual in this kind of situation.
Exactly. So they suspect that he might, there's either one of the two, because obviously it's in the morning, early in the morning. So he probably not really familiar with the route, or he fell asleep. As you can see there, this is right by the forks, kind of, you going either left or going to the right, and he just banged right into the middle part.
Can't imagine how the traffic will be, because it's just right before the rush hour start.
Exactly. And you know how long it takes for that to happen, because the oil leak out. So obviously you have, the officials have to take a very, very long time, 9 hours in total. So they didn't clear everything out until 2:15. So if you're wondering, perhaps, if you're going outside of Bangkok yesterday and you're wondering what is going on, well, that's what went on.
What's going
on. They say that they have to use obviously sand to actually
absorb
all the oil before they can take those sand out and try to use the water to hose them down, so on and so forth. So that took them 9 hours. So that's one of the first news that I have for you today. It's already passed, so it's all good. And good news is that no one really got injured. However, if you stuck in traffic yesterday, that's the cause.
Okay, so that was what happened yesterday. Now there's a news about what's going to happen today. Yesterday, the president of the Thai Swine Raisers Association said that today they will go meet with the Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra to show their opposition to the new government policy that it's not happening yet, but they're thinking about importing Thai pork. They're thinking of importing U.S. pork into Thailand, because they said that essentially U.S. pork is cheaper than Thai pork, and they believe that this will affect the Thai swine raisers tremendously, not
Obviously.
because of the pork there costs so much cheaper due to the feeding or whatever it is, but also
I think their feedings are a lot less. I
Yes.
mean, the cost of the feeding.
so therefore the cost of the pork is a lot less, even though it's imported. And he believed that the feeding to all this pig before it became a pork, it was a pig.
Thank you. Yes, I get it now.
Okay, so you see the picture. Okay, so he believes that whatever that the U.S. Swine farmer used to feed that pig is something not good for the health of the people. He said that some of these additives is actually illegal in Thai health laws.
to help
Yes, the additives
increase the growth, I guess.
It said it is the beta agonist, which I would say right out that I'm not sure I can pronounce this thing right. It
I'm pretty sure a
said
lot
this
of us
additive
can't.
probably called, not probably, it's called ractopamine and carbadox.
Docs, yes.
Anyway,
I have a problem pronouncing that.
yes,
too.
they said these additives keep the pigs lean and boost the growth, so possibly
They grow a
really
lot
fast.
faster.
So you use the shorter time to get to the right size to be able to sell. And the president believes that this will violate the health law in Thailand. Anyway, it's not happening yet, but he believes that importing pork, U.S. pork into Thailand will affect the Thai swine farmers. But personally,
You prefer Thai pork, I
yes, I think Thai pork is more. The Thai pork is more tender, and I think it's less. There is those kind of
Flavor?
smell quality of the
right.
U.S. pork that's a bit different.
It's funny how you actually be able to differentiate between the two. I wouldn't be able to. I mean, once you cooked it for me, that's pretty much it. I'll just eat it.
No, if you eat it next to each other, you will realize that Thai pork actually tastes better.
All right. Well, the thing is, I think that, it's probably better for our economy anyways to use whatever inside our country instead of trying to import it in. I mean, if we did a good job already in what we're raising, so on and so forth, why not?
And if you hear the rest about health and food related, they said the shorter life of the food it's prolonger the life of the person eating it.
Oh.
Something in that, not exactly this kind of wording, but something like that. So if you're able to eat the shorter life, which just means the fresher,
Right.
use.
Less chemical.
Yes, the
It's always
fresher
better.
vegetable, fresher meat products and all that stuff, it's better for your health.
And Thailand is not that big, so we could transport things very easily.
And we have
very
pretty
fast.
much almost everything we need in this country.
Yes, we do. We're very lucky.
It's not like I'm opposing the import. For me, it's just another choice. But personally, I think Thai pork essentially.
Well,
tastes
I
better.
think if they sell it for less, a lot of people, I mean, obviously, in terms of livelihood, a lot of people would have to
Just
buy
go for
something.
the cheaper ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's definitely going to hurt the economy, that's for sure. So, we probably will hear more about it tomorrow, whether or not what the Prime Minister is going to say about this.
We'll keep you guys updated because the association will meet with Prime Minister today, and there will
right.
be more information, and maybe they will get some response within today. Who knows?
Now, talking a little bit more in terms of animal, these one are, not really domestic. We're talking about wild animal. There has been a report of the I guess the police arrest, or at least the suspect anyway, for at this
Illegal
point.
smuggling.
Exactly. Well, they say that they have the right to do this, that they have a proper documentations to breed all these animals. However, they said that I'm talking about this particular case where the police has found quite a few numbers of wild animals in captive. Now, for example, I'll give you a little in a nutshell, the panther Leo. If you take a look, there you go. Those are panther in, a lighter color.
Albino?
Yeah, almost. Things like that. So They found this gigantic farm.
Is it, do they call the person, the owner of the farm, call this his pet, her pet, or they just do it for breeding and sell, or
Breeding and selling.
oh,
But they say that they could do it legally. That's what they claim.
but I think it's a public it's a public knowledge, not public knowledge. I think most people would believe that this is not legal. It can't. It doesn't sound right.
Right. So this is within the 2 right of lands. I'm not sure how to, transfer that into acre, but that's quite a lot. We're looking at, for example, about 14 of panther leo, 23 of meerkats, 1,000 sugar glider,
1,000.
12 peacocks. There's also babusin monkeys, 6 of them. There's 6 minks.
They look pretty chilling.
Well, yeah, but I think these are on their way to some zoo because according to Rungrod Watana Pongsawat, age 34, and Usani Sajiem, age 27, who is the owner of the place, say that they actually having this, they're looking after all these animals and breeding them for Kun Montri Bunprom on age 41, who is the owner of the entire place.
Okay.
And they imported in from South Africa. And they say legally imported it. So I'm not quite sure what's going on because obviously these animals is under the CITES list of wild animals that you're not supposed to.
It's not that easy to make it legal.
Exactly.
I don't have much information about the
legality of it.
Parts of the process, but I don't think it's that easy to make it legal to import all this.
Exactly. You know how much, for example,
from Africa.
For the panther leo, take a wild guess how much per each of them.
Okay, if I'm gonna go crazy, it'll be like $1 million?
Well, 200,000. Not quite a million, but still, they have
That's
14.
a lot anyway.
They have 14 right now, but they say that they started with 22, and then 6 of them, 6 of them went to the Mittapab Zoo, which is
where is that?
I have no idea. They didn't say. They just say that 6 of them. No, he has 6, and the rest belongs to Mittapab Zoo. So about 14 of them belongs to.
So what
the
is
zoo.
the possibility of all this private owned zoo that actually just gonna buy off the exotic animal for show from all this private breeding ground? Maybe there's a chance that maybe it is legal, but it just
there's also
doesn't
birds
seem
as well.
Right.
And the thing is, they say that the police were provided the tips for this place because people start to hear a lot of animals crying and the smells, of course, the turtles as well. I mean, in Turai, that's like a big piece of land.
Animal
exactly. And they say that if they found guilty, apparently because they claim that they still have documents for this, if they found guilty, they will be imprisoned for no longer than a year, and let me see here. Excuse me, no longer than 4 years, or the fine of no more than 40,000 baht, or both.
Okay.
Yes. So I think that's still not as good in terms of the amounts of animals.
So a lot of people said that lots of the time when this kind of thing happen, the wrongdoer gets away with pay a small amount of fine compared to whatever they have been earning.
Corruption there.
So maybe there's something the lawmaker have to look at in terms of penalties, or it's something that really able to.
Because yesterday we talked about the trafficking, and you talked about the capital punishment, right? So I think. Well, I don't think that we should go that far, but still, like maybe something that a little bit more
make people more hesitant.
Exactly
to break the law.
Kind of thing. And the thing is, like these doesn't look like something that you want as a pet anyway. So I think that
you'll be surprised.
Breed it. But you probably breed it for the zoo. Like, what's the point
all
of having a
private
panther Leo in your house? I can see sugar gliders. I mean, they're small, but.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
have no idea. I just have a dog and it's headache enough. I love him, but it's a headache enough. I don't know if I want to have.
Oh, he's such a cutie.
I don't know if I want to have the, what's it called? Panther
Leo.
Leo. Just a dog, it's good for me.
Right.
Anyway, before we go to break, another news. Then Big news actually. Yesterday afternoon, we heard this news. He is one of the most famous monk in Thailand.
I've read his book.
Yeah.
One of those books that he given, like just the teaching in a very simple and like easy to understand kind of thing for the Buddha teaching.
If you still don't know who we are talking about, we're talking about Phra Mitsuo Gavesako. He is Japanese that came to Thailand and ordained as a monk in the northeastern part of the country, and then he was an abbot at this temple in Kanchanaburi for a really long time. He has
38 years, I think.
He had been a monk for 38 years. He somehow, after graduated high school, traveling around the world and tried to find meaning of life. And finally, he found Buddhist religion in India, and somehow he decided to come to Thailand and ordain as a monk. But the big news yesterday was he came out of monkhood.
Yeah, he left,
And
right?
the thing is, the news just broke out yesterday, but when you look into the information, he actually went out of monkhood since Saturday at Chana Songkram Temple in Bangkok.
Wait, but his temple is in Kanchanaburi.
Yes,
and
he
left?
was an abbot in Kanchanaburi, but then he left the monkhood at Chana Songkram temple in Bangkok.
Why is that?
I have no idea. I guess it doesn't have to be at the same temple.
Maybe they have. I wonder. Maybe there's some kind of ceremonies that you
There is certainly a kind of ceremony when you either gonna get in or get out of monkhood.
Right.
Anyway, then they said his reason of leaving monkhood is he wants to go back to his hometown in Japan, and he also have this illness, diabetes, in the past 2 years.
Okay.
So they said it's very difficult to him being here, doing a lot of activities. He's always traveling because people always invite him to teach and.
Yeah, his teachings are very simple and easy to understand. That's why he became quite well known.
So he has very, very busy schedule in Thailand. So this is what they said. For him, it's better for him to just be a normal human life. I don't know what to call.
Right, to leave the monkhood.
To leave the monkhood and have the normal lifestyle instead of being a monk.
Because you have to eat at certain times.
Yes, and then he have diabetes too. Don't forget that fact. It's probably got really bad.
Right.
And he wants to go back to his country, and he feel as if that this is what they said in the news. He feel as if that there's a lot of things that he should pay back to his home country.
Okay, so who knows? Maybe he will, continue his teaching while he's in Japan.
And he's already left Thailand. When the news broke out yesterday, he was already in Japan. He apparently, when he arrived at his destination in Japan, he called back at the temple and let people here know that he is already there, safe and sound. So a lot of people still lost and they couldn't believe what happened. But
Right, because he has a lot of followers. That's the thing, and they probably in awe. I wonder if they knows beforehand.
But think about it: 38 years in monkhood. In the past 38 years, he doesn't know anything else besides living in a monkhood. So I think it's also a really huge decision in his part for him personally. So I guess it's best for him. I hope we hear from him soon.
That's for sure. Well, with that, I think we should take a very short break, and of course, we'll come back with a little bit more news for you. Stay tuned.